I think this is part two. I accidentally did something with the thing, so this is to be continued of the cycles and seasons in Yo Joy to the World, that we are getting our memories back and defragging our directions in mind that we could ever notice of the commonalities that we share that would just support our uniqueness, as each person has a divine gift inside that they are bringing to the world. So when we stand in the middle, we unite the heaven and earth. We are the bridge. As in also the hemispheres of the brain, we have the moon on the left and the sun on the right, but we live in the middle, and we use these forces, as in the middle is the 0 point, as God is the heart of creation for all tribes. And we're all coming from different places in time, so we're all resolving something uniquely, but we're all resolving something in this unique time in human history. It's so epic. So from this tool at the back, we all have our ancestral input, the Akashic records and everything that came before. Once we learn how to get still and enter the center and stand there, all of the information that we need comes to us like a transmitter and a receiver and transmitter. So this is just in the joy of that we could ever remove the static and the sort of disorientation of being a human being, that we can learn how to steer like in a standard template, as we all learn to drive when we drive a car. We could get in a car anywhere around the world and we could go somewhere because we understand the common universal template of a vehicle and the neutral, and putting it in gear and reverse, and using our mirrors from the side mirrors and the rear view mirror and the forward facing screen, that we just have these directions in mind. Especially when we get in a car, we understand that. And from here, if we add the up and the down, that we're not earthbound, but we are the spirit in the middle of heaven and earth and the cosmos and the earth, that we just are the equalizing force when we stand in the middle. So that is just the foundation of what I'm sharing here as Yo Joy to the World, Jedi Joy. And the next step that I'm so passionate about helping us get into the story of our human consciousness as we share the cycles around the sun. I think of how we were raised with New Year's being January 1st. Everything has been so disoriented, but if you think about October as the month, Oct is 8. And yet, in the way it's been given to us, it's the 10th month in our calendar. The same with December is DEC references 10, but it's given to us as the 12th month. So we're just reorienting ourselves to what is this cycles that we're in. So it makes me think of the Sabian symbols. This is how, I printed this out and then I made this. So in this 4 square, that's the seasons. So we have the 4 different seasons that each contain 3 different months. So 3 times 4 is 12. So in the Sabian symbol, which I'm here to share and help us be in the context of the hero's journey, the trip around consciousness that we take around the sun every year, that we bring something new every year to a new season, because the season is sort of the same. It looks the same, but we're not. Every time we enter a new season, we're not the same as the year before. We're bringing new ingredients and new experiences to that we're seasoning the seasons with our own experience. So what I've been loving is Dane Rudger's astrological mandala of transformations and its 360 symbolic phases. This is like a screenplay for the hero's journey. Because in the solar system, the new year is actually the first day of spring, which we've just entered. The equinox on the 20th, and then the 21st as the first day of spring. And as we enter that is genuinely the solar new year, and aligns with the astrological cycles, as the first day of spring is the first degree of Aries, a cardinal sign, which initiates the new season, 3 months in the spring. And that would be ruled by Mars. So right now we're entering the first stage of our hero's journey in the context of the Sabian symbols. So I would love to get in the practice of sharing these with you, that we could walk this journey together and realize our common path, while we each bring something so unique to that through the ancestral inheritance that we're resolving for each one of us individually. And that we can learn how to tell our story again, and that this is like a model of this human story that we're in, and just using it to support our awareness as we're growing this together. I think of just the joy that it is to have something in common in the meantime of being so specially unique, each one of us. It's like on some level, on a grand scale, our stories have been stolen or taken from us and given to the television. And before that, they were given to the radio, when everybody learned to consolidate in front of a one-pointed reception of a story being given to us, with commercials, of course. And then we became like audience members and extras in the show that they were giving us. But I feel like we all really have a story to unearth, each one of us, and take back our own episodes and our own seasons and become our own commercials and learn how to be a network of our own entertainment, and just learn how to step into the real world again and let the virtual one sort of be diminished in the atmosphere of us taking on our genuine story and taking our roles and developing our character in this human story, right? So here is how it unfolds as the Sabian symbols. And in this book, there's an introduction. And then part 1, the interpretation of life cycles as a closed series of archetypal phases. So if we think about one rotation around the sun for the earth is 1 year. And yet when we enter the next year, in theory, we're not just going on a loop. We enter the next level of a year, and it becomes a spiral that we're spiraling through time, not in a loop of repetition, but in an evolutionary spiral. And so that first one is the symbols and cycles, character of the human experience, the Sabian symbols, their origin and internal structure, the positive and negative approaches to individual experience. Positive and negative is just the polarities of the give and the take, not good or bad. Part 2 is a reformulation in depth of the Sabian symbols. So the first hemicycle is the process of individuation. That's what we're entering now in the spring, as we enter the metaphor of the Sabian symbols. As I think of the Sabian symbols, they have those devotional, 365 days where you're reading devotional things for your faith and tradition. Most of them start on January 1st, as we were given. January is the new year. But in the stars and in the solar system, the new year starts in the spring, on the first day of spring after the spring equinox. So that's the phase that we're starting here. So in the first hemicycle, the process of individuation. Act 1, differentiation. Scene 1, desire, is Aries, 1st degree to the 15th degree. Scene 2 is potency, Aries, 16th degree to the 30th degree. There's 30 degrees in each sign. Scene 3, substantiation, is Taurus, degree 1 through 15. Scene 4 is the confirmation. That is Taurus, degree 16 through 30. Scene 5, discovery, is Gemini, degrees 1 through 15. Scene 6, exteriorization, is Gemini, 16 through 30 degrees. Act 2 is stabilization. Scene 7 is decision. Cancer is a cardinal sign of the summer, initiating the summer, degree 1 through 15. Scene 8, consolidation. Cancer, degree 16 through 30. Scene 9, combustion. Leo, degree 1 through 15. Scene 10, release, Leo, degree 16 through 30. Scene 11, characterization, is Virgo, degrees 1 through 15. Scene 12, education, Virgo 16 degree through 30th. The second hemicycle, the process of collectivization. Act 3, group integration. Scene 13, transfiguration, Libra, degree 1 through 15. Scene 14, reconstruction, Libra, degree 16 through 30. Scene 14, communion, Scorpio, degree 1 through 15. Scene 16, faith, Scorpio, degree 16 through 30. Scene 17, abstraction, Sagittarius, degree 1 through 15. Scene 18, transference, Sagittarius, degree 16 through 30. Act 4, capitalization. Scene 19, crystallization, Capricorn, degree 1 through 15. Scene 20, group performance, Capricorn, 16 through 30th degree. Scene 20, the last was scene Scene 20 was group performance, Capricorn 16 through 30. Scene 21, contribution, Aquarius, degree 1 through 15. Scene 22, management, Aquarius, degree 16 through 30. Scene 23, federation, Pisces, degree 1 through 15. And scene 24, perpetuation, Pisces, 16 through 30th degree, which brings us back to the beginning in the cycles, back to the 0 point of Aries, which we've just entered again. So as we move into, after that, they have the numerical structure of the zodiac series that we really could learn to just really understand what they've kept from us, that we could be so in the rhythms of the cycles that we live within, that we would be so at home to understand the ebbs and flows and the cycles that we're in. So we've got part 4 is the oracle and astrological use of the symbols. If you've ever used or heard of the I Ching, that this is like as well like a divination tool. It says this is an American version of an I Ching oracle. So as we've just entered, this is an astrological mandala, and we've just entered the new year of the sun. As we enter this journey around the sun together, if we were able to chart these understandings together, we could build a collective understanding. This is what we're using with the compass, is the same as this symbol here. You have 6 around 1, creating the 7th, is the structure of the atom, the polarity of the above and below, circling the nucleus. And the left and the right, the pull and the push, circling the nucleus. And the past and the future, the back and the front, circling the nucleus, creates this free energy generator. And when we create that over our own physical template in mind, body, and breath, spirit, and wholeness, we weave our own atomic energy as free energy for each individual self-source from the center out. But I'm finding it ever so valuable, and I'm excited as I'm turning these pages through this introduction. Here we're going to just say the introduction of the first step. Aries first degree is a woman just risen from the sea. A seal is embracing her. Emergence of new forms and of the potentiality of consciousness. This is the metaphor that we can just sit with like a daily devotional to understand the atmospheres of every degree around the sun as we move through this together. The word is always capitalized at the bottom. is impulse, the impulse to be. The second degree is a comedian reveals human nature. The capacity to look objectively at oneself and others. We're on the third degree today, so I'm just catching up. So that's the objectification of consciousness in the second degree, and there's this passage here to reflect upon. And today is the third degree, the cameo profile of a man suggesting the shape of his country. Think about how we have to heal what our nation's been through, what we the people around the world have been through, and the capitalization at the end of this paragraph supporting the third degree is participation in a greater life. How we the people can do this all together. So right now, this is the window. I'm going to I'm going to plan to make these moments with you so that we can weave this story together and we can all develop our character in the roles that we're playing here. And so right now my oven is beeping, so I'm going to step out. And I will look forward to continuing this dialogue of our cyclical journeys around the sun using our Sabian symbols as we together have just entered a very, very, very new cycle. And what we bring to it, we're co-creators of how great this could be. So take my love with you, and thank you for being a part of this conversation. And I'll look forward to sharing more. Until then, until we tweet again. Ciao for now.